Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting journey into the world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we're diving deep into the story of a tiny copper piece that has captured the imagination of collectors across Australia and beyond. The legendary 1970 Australian 1-cent coin with no mint mark. Yes, you heard that right. A humble 1-cent coin, often overlooked in pocket change, can be worth a surprising amount of money if it meets certain criteria. And today, we're going to explore why this coin is not just old, but potentially extremely valuable. The 1970 1-cent coin is a piece of Australian numismatic history. Struck over 5 decades ago, it was part of the regular circulating coinage of the time. But there's something about this particular year and coin that stands out. While most coins from this era are worth little more than their face value, certain 1970 1-cent coins without a mint mark have become collector's items. These are not just coins, they are treasures hiding in plain sight. Let's take a step back in time. Decimal currency was introduced in Australia in 1966, and with it came the 1-cent coin. It featured a stunning design by Stuart Devlin, a feathertail glider, one of Australia's unique native marsupials. The coin was made from bronze, giving it a rich reddish-brown tone when new. It was small, easy to lose, and often disregarded. But not anymore. By 1970, the Royal Australian Mint had been producing these coins steadily for 4 years. However, in 1970, something interesting occurred. A small batch of 1-cent coins appears to have been struck without any mint mark. Most Australian coins will bear a tiny mint mark to indicate where they were made, whether in Canberra, Perth, or Melbourne. A coin without a mint mark from this year becomes a numismatic mystery and a rarity. Why is the absence of a mint mark such a big deal? Because it creates scarcity. Coin collectors, or numismatists, hunt for variations, errors, and rarities. The 1970 no mint mark 1-cent coin stands as one of those rare exceptions that sets hearts racing. Whether it was due to a minting error, an intentional test batch, or a limited production run, these coins are not commonly found in circulation. And that's exactly what makes them so valuable. Over time, collectors began noticing this unusual variant, and its price started to climb. With every year, as more coins were taken out of circulation or lost, the remaining few 1970 no mint mark coins became even more sought after. It's a classic case of supply and demand. Limited availability combined with growing collector interest equals increasing value. Now let's talk numbers. While the average 1971 cent coin might sell for a few cents or $1 or $2 in circulated condition, a verified no mint mark coin in excellent condition can command prices up to $5,000 or even more. That's right. A coin worth 1 cent at face value could be sold for hundreds of dollars to the right buyer. Some rare specimens in mint state condition have been listed in auctions and private sales for even higher amounts, depending on their grading. So, how can you tell if your 1971 cent coin is special? You'll need to examine it closely. Look at the obverse and reverse for sharp details. Use a magnifying glass to check for any signs of a mint mark. If it's missing, and the coin is in good condition, you may just be holding a valuable piece of history in your hand. Imagine discovering such a coin in an old jar, tucked away in a drawer, or inherited from a grandparent. This is not just a collector's item. It's a conversation starter, a piece of heritage, and potentially a profitable find. Many collectors have turned their passion into a career or a side business by identifying and selling rare coins just like this one. But it's not just about the money. The 1970 no mint mark 1-cent coin represents a piece of Australia's numismatic journey. It reminds us that even the smallest objects can carry immense historical weight. From the craftsmanship involved in minting it to the decades of circulation, every coin has a story to tell, and this one is full of mystery and value. Think about the thrill of the hunt. Searching through jars, coin rolls, and old collections in hopes of finding that one elusive coin. It's like treasure hunting in your own home. And when you find that perfect coin, the sense of accomplishment is unlike anything else. This coin has inspired collectors both young and old to dig into the past. Coin clubs across Australia and globally have held discussions, written articles, and even hosted auctions around rare finds like the 1970 no mint mark 1 cent. It's not just a hobby, it's a passion that brings people together. And don't forget, grading plays a huge role in a coin's value. Coins that are in uncirculated or mint state condition can demand premium prices. If you believe your coin is valuable, consult a professional coin grader or numismatic expert. Their opinion can confirm your coin's authenticity and grade, potentially increasing its market value. Now, imagine turning your ordinary day into an extraordinary one by discovering this tiny copper treasure. That's the magic of coin collecting. You don't have to travel far or dig into the earth. The treasure could be right in your hands, or in your wallet. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you come across a 1970 Australian 1-cent coin, don't brush it aside. Look closely. Check carefully, because you might just be holding something far more valuable than you ever imagined. Let this be your motivation to start your own coin collecting journey. Search through your old change, ask your relatives, visit flea markets, and keep your eyes open. Who knows? You might just find a coin worth hundreds hiding in plain sight. The 1970 no mint mark 1-cent coin is a reminder that history is all around us, often hiding in the smallest, most overlooked places. And sometimes, history pays off in more ways than one. Keep looking, keep learning, and keep believing in the hidden value of the things we take for granted. Next up, the 1975 Australian 1-cent coin with no mint mark. This isn't just a copper disc. This is a time capsule, a piece of numismatic mystery, and possibly the jackpot you didn't even know you had. Let's take a journey back in time. The year was 1975. Australia was in the midst of modernization, yet still holding on to traditional roots. Decimal currency had already been introduced in 1966, and the 1-cent coin had become part of everyday life. But in 1975, something curious happened. A batch of 1-cent coins entered circulation with no mint mark. Now usually, coins minted in Australia carry a small letter, a mint mark, to show where they were produced. But the 1975 1-cent coin we're talking about today has no such mark. That small detail, or lack of it, is what sets this coin apart. It makes it mysterious, rare, and extremely valuable to the right collector. Why was this coin made without a mint mark? That's where the story takes a fascinating turn. Theories abound. Some say it was a mistake, a slip in the production line. Others believe it was an intentional, limited run meant for testing or internal use. But whatever the reason, the result is the same, a highly sought-after collectible that few even know exists. These coins are not just old, they're part of Australia's numismatic heritage. Each one tells a story. Imagine how many hands it passed through, the change it made, and now, the fortune it might bring. What gives it its value? It's all about rarity and condition. The fewer that exist, and the better preserved they are, the more valuable they become. A 1975 1-cent coin, with no mint mark in average condition, already gets attention. But if you have one in uncirculated or proof-like condition, you're holding something truly special. Collectors across the globe have been scouring their old coin jars, garage sale finds, and inherited collections, searching for this exact coin. And when they find it, the excitement is real. Because this isn't just about money. It's about owning a piece of history that few others possess. Auction houses have recorded increasing interest in unique Australian coins, and while not all 1-cent coins are valuable, this particular 1975 no mint mark edition has fetched attention-grabbing prices. Some rare examples in pristine condition have been valued upwards of $6,000 AUD. Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent turned into $5,000. That's a return on investment no stock or crypto can match. Think about the possibilities. That old coin tucked away in a drawer could be your golden ticket. And here's the best part. Many people don't even know these coins exist. That means the chances of finding one in circulation, or in an old family collection, are higher than you might think. So, what should you do now? First, check your coin collection. Get out that dusty coin jar, sift through your change drawers, and look for the year 1975. Flip the coin over. If there's no mint mark, congratulations. You might just be looking at a treasure. Don't rush to sell it to the first buyer you see. These coins deserve a proper evaluation. Take it to a professional numismatist, or get it graded by a reputable coin grading service. The better the condition, the higher the price you can command. And remember, the value isn't just in money. Owning a coin like this connects you with history. It's something you can pass on to future generations, something that will only become rarer and more valuable with time. Think about the story you'll tell. That you found a 1 cent coin worth thousands, a relic from the past that changed your present. It's stories like this that make coin collecting one of the most rewarding hobbies in the world. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't underestimate that small copper coin. The 1975 Australia 1 cent with no mint mark is a shining example of hidden value. It's proof that even the most ordinary things can hold extraordinary worth. Start looking, start digging, and start believing, because treasures aren't always buried underground. Sometimes, they're sitting right in your pocket. And if you find one, remember this video. Share your discovery with the world, and become part of this amazing community of collectors and history lovers. Next up, the 1989 Australian 1-cent coin with no mint mark. This unassuming bronze coin may appear ordinary at first glance, but its backstory, rarity, and collector demand make it far more valuable than you'd ever expect. Let's begin with the basics. The Australian 1-cent coin was introduced in 1966 during the country's transition to decimal currency. It became a part of everyday life, small enough to go unnoticed, but essential in day-to-day transactions. Designed by the great Stuart Devlin, the coin features the feathertail glider, a small but spirited native Australian marsupial. This iconic design ran for decades, and by 1989, the coin was nearing the end of its production journey. In 1989, something significant happened. While the Royal Australian Mint continued striking these coins for circulation, the public didn't know that it would be one of the final years this coin was minted in large numbers. Even more intriguing is the detail that many of these coins came without a mint mark, making them particularly appealing to collectors. No mint mark means there's no tiny letter or symbol to indicate which mint facility produced the coin. An omission that turns an ordinary coin into a mystery, and that mystery makes it valuable. Why does the absence of a mint mark matter so much? Because collectors are always on the hunt for anomalies. Mint marks help track where a coin was made. When one is missing, it adds an element of the unknown. Did it come from a special batch? Was it a limited trial run? Could it have been an internal test or unintentional error? These questions excite collectors, and they're willing to pay for answers. The 1989 no mint mark 1-cent coin is now considered a desirable piece for numismatists, not just in Australia, but around the world. In the decades since it was minted, fewer and fewer examples have surfaced in pristine condition. This scarcity, combined with the mystery of its origin, has made it a hot item in collector circles. Now let's talk about demand. Believe it or not, there are thousands of coin enthusiasts across Australia and internationally who are actively searching for rare coins like the 1989 no mint mark 1 cent. Whether through online auctions, collector forums, or private sales, this coin sees regular inquiries from those who understand its true potential. If you own one of these coins in excellent condition, particularly one that hasn't been circulated, you might be holding something worth significantly more than face value. Some examples have sold for as much as $3,000 to $7,000, especially when certified by a professional grading service. The exact value depends on condition, rarity, and whether it's in demand at the time of sale, but make no mistake, it is a valuable piece. This coin wasn't made to be valuable at the time. In 1989, it was just another piece of bronze change. But as Australia moved away from low-denomination coins, especially by the early 1990s, coins like this became harder to find in circulation. Today, they're disappearing from the public entirely, locked away in private collections, or lost to time. So, what's the history behind the creation of the 1989 1-cent coin? It was struck at a time when Australia was undergoing economic and cultural shifts. The cost of minting low-value coins was rising, and their use in daily commerce was declining. Still, the mint continued production to meet the needs of commerce, unaware that within a few short years, the 1-cent coin would be withdrawn from circulation altogether in 1992. This makes the 1989 edition one of the last regular issues of the 1-cent series. It represents the end of an era in Australian coinage, a final chapter before the curtain fell on small denomination coins, that gives it a kind of nostalgic power and historic importance that collectors love. Many coin lovers are fascinated not just by a coin's rarity, but by its story. The 1989 no mint mark 1-cent coin tells a story of transition, of a time when Australia was moving into the modern age and slowly leaving behind the coins that defined an earlier generation. Holding this coin is like holding a piece of Australia's economic history. Imagine stumbling across one of these coins in an old wallet, a dusty drawer, or an inherited coin jar. It's not just finding a coin, it's discovering a hidden gem that may be worth hundreds of dollars. And with every year that passes, the number of these coins available to collectors decreases, making the remaining few even more desirable. The passion behind coin collecting is fueled by these kinds of discoveries. Coins that were once overlooked or dismissed now command attention. And the 1989 no mint mark 1 cent coin is rising in that spotlight. It's not just a piece of metal. It's a piece of a legacy, a reflection of a changing nation, and a tangible opportunity for those who recognize its worth. Don't underestimate the power of awareness. Knowledge about coins like this one can turn an ordinary moment into an extraordinary discovery. With the right eye and a little bit of luck, you could be the next person to uncover one of these rare pieces, and potentially sell it for hundreds. If you believe you have one of these coins, take it to a professional grader. Have it authenticated, preserved, and appraised. A professionally graded coin will always fetch higher prices on the open market and bring confidence to potential buyers. Ladies and gentlemen, in the world of coin collecting, greatness doesn't always come in gold or silver. Sometimes, it comes in a simple bronze disc, modest in size, but rich in history and value. The 1989 no mint mark 1 cent coin is a testament to that truth. So keep your eyes open. Search through your collections. Ask your family members about old coins. Because treasure doesn't always sparkle. Sometimes, it hides quietly in the change drawer, waiting for someone like you to discover it. Let this be your motivation. There are valuable coins out there, just like this one. All you need is curiosity, patience, and the belief that great finds are still waiting to be uncovered. The 1989 Australian 1 cent coin with no mint mark is one of those finds, and it could be in your hands right now.